Hi guys, it's Rachel and Jess. We're here with another episode of Learn, Lead, Love.
Yeah. So March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. We are going to do so many cool things throughout the month. There's going to be a lot of new videos. There's going to be some posts on our Facebook page and some really cool activities. But to kick things off, we are going to celebrate International Wheelchair Day. Okay, that's today, March 1st. So according to American with Disabilities 2010 census, 3.6 million people use a wheelchair to assist with mobility. And then there's 2 million people each year who become new wheelchair users. So that's 2 million more people each year are using a wheelchair. So we're going to have some videos today of just some really fun ways to support people who utilize a wheelchair for mobility versus how not to support them. And then we're going to have some other interviews in here as well. So we have Mark here, and Mark has agreed to sit with us. This is our first guest that we've had so far, and we're really excited to have Mark. He's going to help us out a little bit and answer some questions about how it is and the things that he wants people to know when people utilize a wheelchair for mobility. So welcome, Mark.
Thank you.
So my first question is what is it that you would want people to know about other people who utilize a wheelchair for mobility?
I just would want people to know that people that can get up and walk around, I just would want them to know that they have to look out and then don't step in front of the person that's it in the wheelchair, because we're trying to do our best to get around and utilize our wheelchair to the best of our ability.
Now, would you say when somebody's talking to you, do you prefer that they stand up and talk down towards you, or do you prefer that they kind of sit or get down to your level to talk?
I prefer they sit down, because it's easier for me to talk to them if they're sitting in the chair, because we can talk face to face.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I know what they're directly saying to me, and I know the direct response, what they're saying back to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's where.
So we have some tips on supporting people who utilize a wheelchair for mobility. One is keeping that wheelchair clean. It's an extension of the person, so we want to make sure that that is kept tidy, looking nice, that it looks just as nice as the person utilizing it. We also want to point out that if a person can self-propel, whether it be manually or using an electric wheelchair, we want to make sure that we support that person to use that. We don't want to drive their wheelchair for them, push them. Even if we feel like we could do it quicker, it's important to give that person that independence. Lastly, if you don't know the person's preferences in regards to their wheelchair, it's important to just ask them. They're very open to letting you know what their preferences are, and if they're unable to use their words to communicate what they want, you could also talk to a staff that's most familiar with that person.
All right, guys, that wraps up this episode of Learn, Lead, Love and International Wheelchair Day. Please stay tuned because we have so much more coming to you about Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. See ya!